and go to that 1-0 bracket, what are they going to do?
That's gonna be 2-0 bracket because they get 2 wins, So yeah,
Oh,
overall, it's okay. It's okay. Swiss stages can be confusing. And Mikey, have you seen the recent brackets for the MSC? Like I've seen so many people come to my DMs and ask me, "Bro, what is the MSC brackets even at this point?" They're so confused. I feel we need the razor language. Like, oh, team do this, team win. Like not a whole bracket like laid out in front of them, because we are gamers, we don't read, we play. If we read, we'd be studying, not playing games.
Okay. Already we're in the drafting phase right now. Rayuga, Band of Matilda as early as possible. They did the same thing in the last round as well. They don't want this flying lady around any time soon, because yeah, Matilda can be annoying. He's one of the best supports in my opinion in the game, because
Agreed.
the circling eagle can be aggressive and it can also be a defensive move for your team. So yeah, she can be pretty useful with the shield as well. Armageddon, Band of Hayabusa. The drafting phase, the bans at least are quite similar compared to the last round. Ray.
Absolutely. PT, do you think Ryuga has a chance to bounce back? Like, of course, you're more better well acquainted with them. Do you think they stand a chance, or is it gonna be a deja vu? Because Ryuga, the last time they lost to Untitled, actually this was the same kind of a story. They basically like won the early game, complete snowball. The opponents stood no chance. You'd think, this is Ryuga's game, but at the last moment, Chocolate Chan got taken down, as well as Rustin Cole, and the chapter follows the same. This time around, I feel like they should be more well aware. And I think Mikey pointed out one thing, that their team was a little bit squishy, did not have the most strongest frontliners.
no, that's true. That's true. Again, CEC, you're putting CEC as the front liner is actually not optimal in my opinion. For the fact that she is a damage dealer rather than damage soaker. So that was one thing they had to wait it out. They should have actually prioritized glue in the favor of Vishal, but they did not, and they just gave it away. In a way, glue was also problematic for them. The immobilization, especially for the Tigreal, is just too much to take in. So this time around, maybe or maybe not, they will or they will not. I am curious to know. But other than that, both the teams have done their homeworks, which I'm really like. From the game number one, it is definitely there.
Absolutely. Mikey, what do you think? Oh, last game we had Naruto. Right now we have Sasuke getting banned out. That's an odd one, actually. Sasuke. Why is Sasuke banned, Mikey? What's your input?
I think Suyo is one of the aggressive fighters out there and one of the most recent heroes we have. And Suyo has durability. He can dive in. He has a good range with the bow of his. So yeah, I think he is a pretty good EXP and jungler as well. And I don't think we have to say anything about Kaylee over here, because she just grabs someone with her tail and tsunami slams right away, and that is quite annoying to be honest. And we won't be seeing Kimmy in this particular round, but yeah, after the after the first round we saw, it's a must to ban Kimmy. I think they, didn't they weren't focused on Kimi that much, but right now they know that it's a must to ban her out.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I was telling you, right? The Kimi, she's not gonna be seeing the light of the day. But Ryuga this time around, switching things up, picking up the Baksha for themselves. Is Armageddon gonna respond back with the Granger again? What do you think, Peachy? No, they actually go for the Harith.
Oh, okay. Interesting. Game number two. Harrod onto their hands along with the Lucas. They don't want to open it up. Baksha being open, same strategy team. Armageddon went ahead into the game number one. This time around, it is Team Rayuga, and they want it for themselves. But again, there's something open. Your wife is open.
What the hell? Oh my god, no way. Okay. Why? How is Zushin left out open for Ryuga to just pick it up? I mean, to be fair, yeah, Lucas is immune during his first phase of Flash to Flash combo, but at the same time, I feel like that is a big threat against Ito, because of course he will have to use the Purify, but even if he does, he's just going to be immuning just once. Okay. That was a slight change. That's actually a Badang. Badang and Lucas, both of them are immune to CC. In a way, that is actually good. Against Zushin, it's good. And even Rayuga is not really prioritizing it, and instead they go with the Phoveus and the Harith. So, Mikey, so far, like the three priority picks from Rayuga, I feel like it's really heavily, it's very sustainable because yeah, Harris with the shield. We already know Phoveus is a whole tank, and Bakshi, of course, like and the Granger. Do you think he'll be able to penetrate them?
There is a possibility. Again, when it comes to Armageddon, they have two bulky heroes, that's Lucas and Badang. Badang can provide a good amount of crowd control as well if you can continuously spam the passive of his. When we talk about Rayuga, the Bakshia can do wonders with any spell vamp related heroes. Again, there is a Lucas, there is a Padang, so I think they'll do pretty well with this one. I'm pretty interested to see about what the Harith can do because Harith has a pretty good damage with the Chrono Dash, and the Zaman Force actually lets him to continuously dash around. So till now, when we talk about the overall picks for Rayuga and Armageddon, Rayuga has the durability, but Armageddon has a bit more damage till now. But that can change after the next four picks that are left. But right now, we can focus on the bans, Ray.
I'm actually surprised. I'm honestly surprised that Zushin was like left out open to this point, but at the same time, just like I mentioned into the game number one, like both of these teams, as well as I feel like recently into the meta, because of the fact that assassins are not exactly the most favored anymore. Yeah, Hayabusa and Hanzo, the ninjas are exceptions right now, but other than that, it's mostly tanky heroes that take the lead. And because of it, I feel like since that's the case, not a lot of people like to prioritize the mid laners much early on. And because of it, the Zushin got sidelined. Funny enough, though, I understand. I understand why Rayuga didn't pick it up. For a simple reason, there's two CC immune heroes that Zushin will face trouble with. But overall, last ban from Rayuga. Peachy, make a guess.
Okay, now ban coming in. Okay, Zushin already off, understandable. It shouldn't be open like that. Come on, man. Keep your wife to yourself, Ray.
Of course,
Anyway,
but I love seeing her. I love
mage.
seeing her playing. Yeah, of course.
It should be a mage, It should be a mage or maybe a fighter, something like a glue as well, given the fact that Armageddon
Oh,
Esports can pick it up, can put the barang on the roam, EXP glue. I feel like this should be the glue.
no, it's Gatotkach, the mighty Gatotkach. Actually, fun. Fun in a way. I see a Farsa or a Eve coming again because the Gatotkach is a threat to those mages. So Mikey, who do you think is coming? Farsa or Eve?
I think Farsa would be a better option, but if they want to go for, better team fight oriented heroes, I'd say that'd be Eve. But we're seeing neither of them. We're seeing the CC getting picked off over here. I'm pretty confused right now because we're seeing Badang, Lucas, and CC. Who's gonna go for the mid lane and who's gonna be the roamer for their side? But whatever, we'll get to know after the five picks maybe. From the side of Ryuga, they'll have to go for the last two picks of theirs. Right now, they will need marksman on their team, and yeah, there are a few options. Do you think they can go for Moskov, Ray?
In this game from Rayuga, I think it's no, not Rayuga. Sorry, what am I even saying? Actually, both of them have goal laner. So yeah, no longer. I almost forget that Harris is not a goal laner sometimes because this dude doesn't scream like a goal laner to me. Even though I played him for so long, his face just doesn't scream like, yeah, I'm a goal laner. He looks weird. I'm not being but okay, what is that? Rayuga pulling up with that Ling for Chocolate Chan, one of his signature picks. I know, but it's been a while since it's worked. And Chow into that EXP to counter that
Whoa, whoa,
CC.
whoa.
Rayuga, they're cooking too much into the kitchen. Someone get them out. Just kidding. I want to see if it's edible or not. If it's gonna be a tasty Michelin star meal or it's gonna be a khichdi that I make. It's very horrible, guys. Don't try my khichdi. But overall, yeah. Peachy, what do you think of the draft? Armageddon, I feel like I do have some hopes. I think they're just gonna go with the mage, but that Ling overall, yeah, there comes the Farsa, but same situation overall again. Armageddon, a little so squishy.
Yeah, I
Uh,
think so.
yep. Why is it always the red side who's always the squishy and the blue side always pulling up something on the other, especially some kind of a hero that can go into the back lanes. Once again, Ling right here. Last game it was the Hanzo. Again, still Silver, Chocolate Chan on to that Ling. I have known him for quite a while. It's been years now. And his is actually good. I'm really fearing for
Yes.
Ito this time, how he will be have to, saving his second skill, just trying to make sure to get out of the ultimate.
I can confirm his Ling is the fastest because I was his Angela for a few matches, and he's the fastest
Uh-huh.
Ling I've ever seen. That's what happens, guys, when you're a Ling user and your whole squad is boys. One guy got a sacrifice, and I was the one. I became the puppy boom that day. But overall, the draft is done, Peachy, and throw us into the game, of course.
Let's go into the land of dawn. Here we go. Game number 2. Armageddon Esports have a one chance to pick it up in McLean's way. Mikey and Ray, take it away.
Wow, that rhyme.
I think from both of the teams, Rayuga and Armageddon, from the side of Rayuga, they have a pretty good crowd control over there with the Way of the Dragon. And they have good damage outputs as well. Phobius with the Infernal Pursuit and Ling with the Tempest of Blades. And again, when it comes to Harith, he can do a lot of damage with the Chrono Dash of his. When it comes to Armageddon, we have Lucas, who is bulky enough to go in, has a decent amount of disruptions on his side. We got Badang with the fist break of his, putting up walls against the enemies to make them, stop in one place. Besides that, there is CC as well. So yeah, overall, I think both of the teams have decent crowd controls and damage outputs. It's quite of an equal ground, but when it comes to Armageddon, I must say they are not that durable. When it comes to Ryoga, they have the front laners, they have durable heroes on their side. So if it is a team fight, then Ryoga might have a better opportunity, better chances to sustain in team fights. But Armageddon will have a better damage output, I guess.
Let's just see overall. I love the way you were able to give the insights on, but so far, let's point out one more thing is that okay, he also became level 4. I was just about to mention that Ling got his level 4 slightly a little bit early, but overall that doesn't really matter because both of them are level 4. They're already going in. Ryuta, no energy for
Yeah.
Choco-chan.
Yeah, he just survived with the flicker over there, but since they took up a fight right before the turtle, Armageddon won't have their mage around that much, I guess. But still, there is a possibility of a competition on the turtle. But let's see who gets it this time. Bakshia goes in again. There's a possibility of a kill. The Chocolate Chan goes in with the retribution, got the turtle, and the first blood was secured in the process. Lucas was taken down. Ryota was taken down as well. The first 3 kills was secured by none other than Rayuga. They're off to an amazing start. Got the first objective, first blood, and a total of 3 kills. Ray, and about 2,000 goals lead.
It is actually really surprising how aggressive Ryuga can be, and I just jinxed them. Sorry, but Armageddon is happy. Okay, Armageddon, my Google Pay is open. But yeah, overall, Rustin Cole, better watch out. Bot lane, Purify.
A very little chance of survival, I must say, because it's a 1v3 feathering air strike again, but still Rust and Cole just survived with that. Fame is taking up a bit of damage. Ling is quite aggressive, I must say. He's already level 7. Just look at him. He's going that aggressive. The rotation of his is pretty amazing. There is a possibility of an engage right now. If they got Granger over there in a situation, better situation, they could have actually dived in. Again, we have the dragon being used. Lucas in his beast form. Ryota was taken down by Phobius. Infernal Pursuit being used. Faye will be taken down in the process. Lucas barely survived with that HP on his hand. But Chocolate Chan will be taken down. And CC was the one who got his kill, but in the process there we can see a bit of a revenge planning over there. But yeah, CC survived from that situation.
It is actually really surprising when you consider the fact that, Rayuga doesn't exactly have a dedicated mid laner. The magic source of damage is Rustin only, the Harith. And overall, on the other hand, they are actually doing really good with the early game aggression, but this might be a threat into the later phase. We don't really know exactly because the range factor once again into the hands of Armageddon because they picked up the Farsa Granger duo, and that might be a crucial turnaround into the later phase. But Chocolate Chan gets the hand on the Berserker's Fury, would be able to dish out a little bit more damage and be a threat to Ryota overall. Turtle spawned in. There goes the fisting.
Again, barely surviving Bakshi over there, but Josie was trying to go in. Rocco was taken out by CC. Rota was taken out by none other than Harith over here. Harith is going aggressive, quite aggressive, I must say. Double kill was secured by him. CC got 2 kills in the process as well. Right now, high possibility for Rayuga to take the turtle right now. I can't see any kind of competition. It is a bad idea for CC to dive in like that, but I might say Chose just went in and he survived with the flicker over there. Again, a bit of an aggression going in. Lucas might be in a bad position, but still trying to survive from that, feathering a strike in the process, but I don't think that will get a kill. Again, a very barely surviving Bakshia who didn't survive much, and again we can see that Badang is trying to retreat from that situation. Chrono Dash being used by Harith, but Harith will retreat from that situation. Infernal pursued by Phobius, but he was taken down by none other than Granger. Overall, the kill score is 8/7. Both of the teams are going really aggressive. They're getting one kill after another. The goal difference is not that much, but still the lead is for the side of Rayuga. They have about 300 to 400 goals lead, but when it comes to the turrets, the lead is for the side of Armageddon since they got the mid lanes tier 3, which actually opens up a lot of opportunities because that actually gives you a lot of vision in the map, Ray.
Yes, and overall, it is really interesting how I'm actually just pointing out the Phobius mid lane again because I usually in the mid lane having the lane priority rotations as well as into the bottom lane. Does Sol took fall in a 1 versus 2. Vengeance popped in, and does he survive that? No.
Maybe not. And again, a bit of aggression. Chrono Dash with a lot of damage. Josie was taken down by none other than Phobius over here. Badang will get the kill of Rustin. In a very bad situation, Rayuga, I must say. They were cornered out around the turret, and that did a lot of damage for sure. Badang is going aggressive again, but Cho will survive from that situation because of his CC immunity. But yeah, it was a I thought it would have been a good engage for Rayuga, but they overstayed around the turret, I must say, and they got cornered out because of the Badang over here. He had a pretty good crowd control. Overall, I did notice one thing. For the side of Armageddon, they do lag behind a bit when it comes to the magic damage. That's why CC maybe went for the Vengeance. Still, it is a good spell for CC for sure. But when it comes to Rayuga, they do have the Harith and the Bakshia. So yeah, they are a bit of an advantage, I must say, because the magic damage in the early game hits quite better. The turtle was secured in the process. Right now, the kill score is in an equalizing situation. The goal difference, the lead is for the side of Armageddon, but Fame, Badang is in a bad situation. Feathering Air Strike being used. Rustin was taken down by Ryota. Way of the Dragon being used by Cho. We can see another kill being taken out. Ryota and Fame, both of them are in a very low HP, but let's see if they can survive or not. In the process, Lucas was taken out. Ryota is trying to survive. Use the flicker to retreat from that situation. CC goes in, locking on to the Ling, but Ling will retreat from that situation. Thing to point out, for the side of Armageddon, 3 of the heroes were in pretty low HP, but they managed to retreat from that situation rather than giving up their kills. Otherwise, a lot of goal difference would have created for the side of Rayuga, I must say.
Absolutely. And we have a fun fact. Chao is obviously mirrored after the legend Bruce Lee himself, and it was one of the whole reasons I actually like bought him way back, like very way back, like 7 years ago or something. But overall, I never got too much into it because back then I didn't know Chow Roam existed. Just played full damage, and yeah, I was one of those players who fed a lot. But overall, I have improved. Okay, my tank Chow is actually really good, and overall, Vishal has been doing a good job as well. 205, not really giving out any kills despite the fact that he's on a Chow, which is not exactly the most meta option that you can go for, but at the same time, his efficiency is not that high either because they need targets. They need to take down Armageddon members, especially Ito, who's sitting at a 503. The moment they take down Ito, Vishal in a good spot. Is this a chance to go in? There he goes.
Again, a very low HP Ryota was taken out by Rustin. Continuous crowd control being used. Vengeance was forced out by CC over there, but she'll try to survive from that situation. Infernal pursued by Phobius. He might go aggressive. Baksha is trying to lock on to someone, but he will retreat since right now, since the Lord has spawned. I think both the teams should be focusing on the Lord instead the fight. So now Lucas is trying to deal a lot of damage. Phobius is barely surviving in that situation, but will be taken out by Lucas. Harith with the chrono dash and a lot of damage. Took out CC in the process, but let's see if they can survive. But no, Lucas did give off his skill over there to none other than Harith. Harith is still in full HP, and that's quite amazing. The overall spell vamp of his and the shield he gets in team fights, that's crazy because it just makes him immune. Like if you don't have any kind of strong crowd controls, you can stop him, you can survive from him for sure.
Absolutely, and so far this game has been a tug of war. Well, at first minute Rayuga was the one leading, then Armageddon bounced back, and from that point on Rayuga was facing troubles. But right now, just like in a tug of war, the rope is into the favor of Rayuga, as right at this point, as they take the Lord, they have the kill lead and 2000 gold lead on their hands as well. Right now they might be able to take the mid tier 1 as well as bottom tier 1 already taken, top tier 1 also taken as well. So a lot of map control being lost out from the hands of Armageddon. This time around, they're struggling again. Can they make a comeback? But into the top lane, Ryota just dodging it out. Both of the skills, because look at that, Vishal doesn't have the flicker anymore. So good resource getting taken down. Tier 1 mid lane false, and basically the map is turning quite blue. But at the same time, Mikey, it is very impressive that Armageddon have also basically cleared the whole top lane from the hands of Rayuga, and either of these teams takes the next Lord, the inhibitor on that top side is gonna be in jeopardy. So overall, this is still anybody's game. So let's see what happens. We still have 80 seconds left for the Lord. Which team goes in for that? Looks like Armageddon wants to be the one to go in. Look at the fisting.
Ooh, again Vadang goes aggressive with everything. Airstrike by the Farsa. Lucas is going in like a beast. He is again, but he was taken out in the process by Rustin. Rustin is just going aggressive. I can't see his HP bar going low at all. Triple kill being secured by him. I want to see the build of both of the teams. Do they have any kind of anti-lifesteal on their side?
Yeah. Okay, wait.
Ooh, they do have the glowing one for Farsa, but I don't think that's enough. They needed a dominant side ace at least, because just look at him. He's just going in with that much spell vamp, with that much of a shield of his in team fight, and he's surviving. He's doing a lot of damage, and I don't think they are able to pin him down with any kind of strong crowd control on their side, from the side of Armageddon, I mean.
Yeah. Honestly, it is quite low because Barang doesn't have dominant size, CC doesn't have the dominant size, and you should have that for a simple reason. It's not just for the anti-heal, you need the armor against Ling, who's sitting at 10.1k gold right now with 4 items. Blade of Despair, which is basically the most expensive item in the game, and that's basically cements the lead that the jungler for the Rayuga has right now. And they don't have proper physical defense. And because of it, I feel like they're getting bursted out much easier, especially considering the fact that there's also too much physical damage, because look at them, they have a Phobius mid lane. I feel like not having the dominant size is really affecting the team fights, and right now Rayuga is the one who actually bought it first. So that is going to be a negative point in this team fight right now. Until they get the dominant size, Rustin Cole will be able to regenerate if the Farsa is not able to land her shots, and at the same time as well, physical defense. But right now, the Lord Dance has begun poking left and right. Ito buys the Wind of Nature, so might be able to survive a kick to the face, or maybe the Link's Blades. But let's see. The Lord fight. Lord getting chunked down 50%. Chocolate Chan.
Josie was taken out in the process. Fitting airstrike again. Rock was taken out by Ito. Ryota was taken out by Cho in the process. Again, we're seeing a pretty low HP Cho, but he used the flicker to retreat from that situation. Already, we're seeing a 2-for-1 trade, and the favor is for the side of Rayuga right now. They might go for the Lord, and high possibility they'll get it as well. The retribution was used by Chocolate Chan, and he actually got the Lord in the accurate time, I must say. The unfortunate thing is Armageddon doesn't have any kind of strong magic defense as well. They didn't have any radiant armor that they needed because for Harith and Bakshia. I mean, because both of
Yes.
them can deal a lot of damage. The continuous damage output can pile up, and they don't have. It's quite unexpected. I didn't expect to say this. The overall situation is Rayuga can be stopped if they can focus on their core damage dealer, for which I think right now is none other than Harith. But to counter out him, you'll have to get magic defense and also the anti lifesteal, which is not there for the side of Armageddon. But if they get it right now, but let's see if anything can happen or not. Yuta was taking a lot of damage, retreated from that situation. Granger with the Death Sonata, and sorry, the Rhapsody. And again, a fight is broken out. First with the Feathering Air Strike. Infernal pursued by Phobius. Lucas tried to dive in but will retreat from that situation. Chocolate Chan will retreat as well. Lucas might be in a bad situation if he goes in. And yeah, that was a good decision to retreat from that spot, because overall they for the side of Armageddon they already lost their mid lane's inhibitor. So the overall pressure is supposed to be a lot, and when it comes to Rayuga, they do have the gold lead right now, about 7,000 gold lead. So they will hit hard for sure. And to survive from that, they'll need some items, they'll need some defenses, or they'll have to think of another strategy. They'll have to ambush, maybe go after one at a time.
Overall, one thing's for sure, just like I mentioned, if they take down Rustin Cole, it's basically could be again another bounce back that could come from Armageddon. But at the same time, like we've noticed again, and especially considering right now they have already, oh, look at the burst coming in from Rustin. Godlike.
Just crazy. Again, we can see Rota is trying to retreat, but he won't be able to, maybe, because already he's getting chased down. The Temple of Blade being used by Ling. We can see the Feathering Air Strike going in. Cho with the Way of the Dragon. Ryota was taken out by Chocolate Chan. Infernal Pursuit was used, still being used. Lucas in his beast form, so he won't have his ultimate right now to defend the base. Rayuga will lock onto the base for sure. Already we're seeing a fight breaking out, but Chocolate Chan is locking on to the base along with Harith, and maybe this will be it. But no minions left for Rayuga to push the base, but they did a lot of damage. If they can push a little bit more with the next wave, there is a possibility, but I don't think Armageddon will let them do so, because they are quite trying to recover the HP, so they will have an advantage. So it's better to go for the Lord for the side of Rayuga.
Ryota, that move was honestly really hilarious in midst of 4 people. I've never seen a Farsa being so bravey, but so far, gotta give it out to Vishal 3012, but he might just get punished, or maybe I jinxed it. I did! He gets shut down. And right now, not having one of the crucial frontliners, this could be a go signal, or is it a bait from Rayuga?
Let's see. Already for the side of Armageddon, they're trying to poke up a little bit on the Lord, maybe to make a dance, to maybe start a fight. But for the side of Rayuga, they are committed to the Lord. They aren't trying to bait out or anything. They're going to lock onto it, try to get it as fast as possible. Since they have the Harith, it will melt it down for sure. And Rustin already got the Lord. Farsa with the Feathering Air Strike again. Fame is trying to give a lot of damage. Infernal Pursuit didn't actually happen right now, because he was Phobius was taken down in the process. Bakshia was taken out by Granger. Already 3 down for the side of Rayuga. Things are not looking good for them. This is the second round of the best of 3 series. The first round was won by Armageddon. So for Rayuga, they should be pushing themselves. They should go aggressive. They should do whatever they can to do a comeback, so we can see a third round. What do you say, Ray?
Absolutely, we'd love to see a third round, but At the same time, looks like Armageddon is scaling up, especially with their Granger and their itemization. They're able to sustain the burst that was coming in, and because of it, they almost forced Rayuga back into the base. If it wasn't for the Lord being the saving grace, or the Madara, I might say, this could have been a very possible comeback immediately. But of course, Farsa with very aggressive defense, but is only able to defend one lane, might lose the bottom one. Yep, they lose. Even the top one is in jeopardy. Rayuga, despite that slow smash back coming in from Armageddon, it is pretty evident that Rayuga slowly is inching towards the victory, because this time around they're in a much more secure spot. Two of the inhibitors already down, give them a lot of minion pressure completely, and the top lane is also gonna fall any second at this point. Let's see. There's a feathering airstrike.
Oh, goes in Lucas, but I don't think they'll be able to, for the side of Rayuga to go there aggressive. They're already taking up a lot of damage. Lucas is going aggressive, but he'll have to retreat. He used up all of his skills in the fight. But right now, for the side of Rayuga, both of their front laners, Baksha and Cho, will have to retreat because they took up a lot of damage. So I don't think they'll be able to go for the base this time, but maybe afterwards. For the side of Armageddon, they defended their base quite amazingly. They took out the Lord, but in the process, they did lose their bottom lane's inhibitor. Right now, they only have their top lane's inhibitor, which is quite jeopardized, to be honest, because it is pretty low right now. But already Fame went in. I don't think that was necessary. He's taking up a lot of damage. Was taken out by Rustin. Again, Cho is trying to retreat from that situation, but in the process, Chocolate Chan took out CC. Again, Chocolate Chan is going aggressive. Tempest of Blades being used. Josie was taken out by none other than Phobius. 3-man down for the side of Armageddon. It's just Granger and Farsa against all 4 of Rayuga. They still have their front laner, Cho. They do have good damage dealers, so let's see if they can defend it, or will Rayuga just end it over here. Farsa with the feathering airstrike, logging on to the minions, but Farsa still surviving with that, but base being locked out by Rayuga. Still, Farsa, they locked onto her and took out a kill right before they locked onto the base.
That was honestly okay. We're back with our host Peachy. Hello, beautiful. Overall, what did you think of the game? Because I feel like that was honestly such a good defense, but gotta give it out to Rayuga. They ended with 1 minion in the base. It was one single minion against the whole 3 waves that were coming out of the base, and they were still able to get it. It is honestly insane. They were very desperate for the win, and they pushed to a game number 3.
As usual, this was something we have seen under the round number 1 in the stage as well. Back again, they are just, here to try to get it over to the game number 3. I'm really liking it. But one more thing, Armageddon Esports, they are very aware of their lanes. They are, they're just positioning wise also. I'm really loving it. Even at the last moment, you just seen how 3 members were down, and it was just the Ito as well as the Farsa, the Granger and the Farsa alive. They managed to take it down. They managed to have the feather strike just because they know that the middle lane is going to come up. But unfortunately, just one more shot to would have needed right there. But that was it. What a game we have. Rustin Cole, very aggressive. That, Zaman was really blasted off entirely into the land of Dawn.
Overall, this was honestly very great game coming in from both ends. This was a much more struggle, I would say. The first one was more unexpected bounce back, but this one was a tug of war, switching between back and forth. But ultimately, Rayuga